For a good ride, you've got to lay the groundwork. Get your pre-ride preparation and routine wrong, and that chill ride in the sun can quickly turn sour. There are a few major no-nos that stand out, so in this video I'm going to list a few of my favourites, or unfavourites, depending on how you look at it. Let's get into it. Possibly the most common major mistake before a ride is having too much breakfast and coffee. Getting a little bit worried about what's coming up and just fueling up to the extent when you get on the bike and you can barely touch the pedals, you're so full. I've been there before, and it's not something I advise because it can mean you feel a bit bloated. Those climbs, they do feel a bit more sluggish and it's a bit harder to get going. Doesn't set you up well for the ride. So what I'd advise instead is to try and leave about an hour or two before you start your ride between eating, and maybe have a little bit of a snack to top up those carbohydrate levels before you do get on the bike if you're someone that does need a bit more energy to fuel up for a long spin. Coffee as well can be tempting to start getting into those coffees before you start a ride, but I would try and limit yourself to one or two on the morning of a ride, because once you feel good after that coffee, an hour or two in, you're going to get that dip and it's not going to end too well. Next up, last minute changes to your bike. Now we've all been there, myself included. Before European Championships actually, I got it into my head that I needed to change my saddle height. So the night before, I got out of bed, went to my bike, started messing around with it, changed the saddle height, and I was so nervous about the event that I wasn't quite thinking straight and I broke the seat clamp. The day before the race, no other seat clamp available, that was my race over. So lesson learnt is that you want to do these things at least a day or two before your race. So you've got plenty of time to get your head clear, lock yourself in, don't worry about anything else, and your bike is sorted. And that means things like making sure your tyres are changed, lubing your chain, giving that bike a good clean, checking it over, making sure there's no issues that are going to arise on the morning of your race, your ride, wherever you're heading out on your bike, and you're not going to cause yourself any issues down the line. And then relax, enjoy your ride, and not be sweating about equipment choices or things going wrong or position failures. Keep it simple. Put those to the back of your mind. Enjoy the ride. Okay, this one is my worst nightmare ever, okay? Forgetting to go to the loo before your ride, getting out there on the roads and then realising your mistake. But it doesn't have to be that bad, okay? So if you are someone that worries, like me, about getting caught short, what I'd advise is trying to relax in the build up to a ride, do your business, don't force it. If it's not gonna happen, it's not gonna happen. Don't get caught up about it. There's always kind shop owners, kind cafe owners, and in a worst case scenario, there's always a friendly bush. Another big pre-ride mistake is not giving yourself enough time to get ready, get out on the road or to wherever you're meeting your friends, and you end up rushing. You're rushing getting your shoes on, getting your helmets on, you start to forget things and you get in a bit of a flap, bit of a stress, and it starts to take away from the enjoyment of the ride. I always like to give myself a bit more time than I need, just so I can relax, take my time about things, even enjoy that spin at a much more leisurely pace if I'm heading out to meet a group. And that means I can just get in that frame of mind. I can enjoy the morning, the afternoon, wherever that ride's gonna take me, and I'm not stressing as much or worrying about, I've lost that, and I have to have that time to decompress. So do give yourself that extra time. Try and prepare the night before so you're not rushing around the place looking for things. It does help, and it does mean that you avoid any last minute mishaps as you're heading out on the road. It must be said that these days we do rely on quite a lot of electronic gadgets to aid our ride, and arguably I think it has improved our ride as well when you talk about electronic gears, electronic lights with better battery life, head units, power meters, heart rate monitors. The list is endless. There's a lot of electronic stuff out there, and obviously you need to remember to charge it all. So if you are relying on that sort of tech, bit of a mistake is forgetting to charge it all, or charging around the house, looking for plugs and adapters to make sure that battery is nicely topped up, because there's no worse feeling than jumping on your bike, going to change gear, nothing happening, and you have that moment of, I've forgotten to charge my gears.
You never guess what's happened. Yeah.
But don't get caught up like me, as I have on various occasions. Instead, what I'd advise is trying to keep a little corner of your shed, your garage, or maybe your bedroom for charging bits. So they always go back to that spot. So you can have maybe a multi-plug, and you can always have that adapter, that lead ready to go. You can plug your head unit in. You have that little station by your bike wherever you keep it, so you can top those gears up, regularly check on them, and make sure that you don't get caught short on the morning of a ride. You have to stop, you have to delay, you maybe miss a group ride because you're having to charge up all those gadgets, or potentially worse, you forget to charge your lights, you're riding home from work and you're stuck in the dark, waving your phone around, trying to make it to the train station or call a taxi to get you home. Remember to charge those gadgets. There you go, a few major pre-ride mistakes you want to avoid, drawing on a bit of my own experience that I've shared with you today, which has, made me wince at times, but I hope you've learned from it and that it doesn't happen to you. But do let me know in the comment section down below what sort of mistakes have happened on your pre-ride routines that have maybe knocked on into that sunny ride out on the roads. And if you found this video useful, please give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and as always, thanks for watching.